Haribol. So, in the previous days, we have seen that how we have to get fixed in yoga and abandon attachments and to have a balanced state of mind, irrespective of the dualities or the opposites of experiences like joy and sorrow, success and failure, love and hatred, and etc. And further, we have seen as to how the mind has to be centered on the self and be free from egoism and to be stay put in our duty without running away or casting off. So, without stopping there, we further continued that how the desire arises and how we are supposed to control the senses, knowing that we are the ultimate and we are the highest, that is, I, the Atman. I am Atma Brahma, as the Mahavakya says. Now, how do desires crop in the mind or how do they grow is the question. Always we are supposed to understand the desires are of wanting things that we don't have. How does this wanting come into the mind is the question. The wanting comes into the mind with one feeling that I see something outside and then I reflect that it is not with me. And just if I reflect it is not with me, there is no problem. It ends there, just full stop. Just a pure awareness, clarity that yes, it is there in the world, but I don't possess it, I don't own it, I don't have it. Absolutely, there is no problem in that. But once I get a thought, it will be nice to have, it starts wanting. Next, again, just once if you see there is no problem, repeatedly seeing of the things and repeatedly feeling of owning it causes the problem. I know a person who owns an Audi and he keeps moving on the highway. So very closer to Bangalore, on the outskirts, closer to Devanahalli, where we have an international airport. This person always used to see a huge chunk of land. Huge chunk of land. And he felt like so much of land is there and he wanted to have a land of his own and started to feel, started to think, nice, if I own this land. So whenever he passes by that side, he sees that, he feels that. And then the desire has come in his mind at any cost I have to own this huge piece of one slot. So he went, he talked to them and all. He said, how much ever price it is, I will give you, because he knows that is the Bellary or Hyderabad highway and the prices are going to shoot up in the coming years. This was before the construction of the international airport. as he had some links with dinner politicians, he could know that. And those villagers, they are not aware of all these things. He goes, he talks to them, he says, how much ever price you want, I will give, and I need land so much, and all. And the landowner, he says they're all villagers and they don't know the value of money and the value of land and escalating prices and all. He says, no problem, you seem to be quite a good person by the way you talk. Of course, appearances could be deceptive, as the saying goes. This pumpkin man, he speaks very sweet, but he's completely different inside. And then he says, okay, this man, I will give you as much land as you can cover. You just walk and I will just sign wherever you want, that portion will be yours. So he says, the time is so much, you can walk as much as you want. Then this man, he feels, okay, now I have to acquire this. So he starts in the morning, Brahma Muhurtam at 3 o'clock, and flashes his mobile torch and starts to walk, and then starts to trot, and slowly he starts to jog and he starts to run, because he feels that by running he can cover more land and he can acquire more. And it's around 6 o'clock. The village people, they come to him on what you call bikes or tractors or whatever you consider. They offer coffee and tea. He says, no, I don't want coffee and tea, because he fears if he stops, then he loses so many steps. He wants to cover more. And it's 8 o'clock. They get him breakfast, a plum cake, idlis, sambar and chutney, and poha. He says, no, I don't want. He says, at least drink this badam milk. And he keeps running. He says, no. Because if he eats, he loses time, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. And in that 7 minutes, he thinks he can cover so much of land. Runs. Afternoon lunch also he skips. Evening snacks he skips. And it's almost gone to sunset. One place, thumb, he falls there. And immediately villagers, they come and they see, and he is no more. And some say he died due to dehydration because of running and the whole day exposing himself to the sun. Vagara. I mean, it's etc. Each and every individual gives different opinions. But the village head, who was not worldly wise, but who was intelligent, he said, his death is not because of dehydration. It is not because of running. His death is because of his unquenchable desire. So desire, if it goes beyond, it kills. And this is a typical example of a real life. How much you can run behind wanting to fulfill something, wanting to want something. If you look at the whole creation, all the creatures created are very happy and content. It's only man, the crown of creation, with the intelligence and wisdom, is unhappy because they don't know, or we don't know, how to manage our mind. We don't know how to stay in the present. We don't know how to enjoy today. We always keep thinking of tomorrow and day after, and we are lost in the thoughts of tomorrow, or we are buried in the thoughts of the past. How many of us are living in the present moment, every moment? How many of us are living? To live in the present, the best method is, let there be the coordination of the hands and the eyes. Wherever the hands are, may the eyes be there. In fact, we teach this in kindergarten to the children. When we teach them to hold a pencil or a pen, then we say coordinate. Let the eyes be with the pencil and the hands along the strokes. As we teach strokes at the beginning, maybe people who have done their NTT or D.Ed or teachers training course or who are with the primary kids, they know better. Let the mind flow through the eyes and be with the hands. So, okay, in case if you want a bit thing, if you want to sit silent, sit silent. And how many of us have paid our attention to the breath? Be a check post near the breath. Let every inhalation be observed. Let every exhalation be observed. Without our notice, not even a single breath happens. Not even single breath goes in or comes out. Can we do this for 20 minutes? Please. Now, just sit in an easy position, in a comfortable position. Closed eyes, relaxed shoulders, spine erect, neck and head aligned with the spine. Just 90% close the eyes. Don't close the eyes completely. Close the eyes just 90%. Because if we completely close the eyes and goes into samadhi, it's difficult. We are all in the world. We are all into the families. We have to maintain both. So have 10% eyes open. If 10% eyes open, look at the world, and with the 90% of the eyes closed, dive deep inside. Look into one's own self. Look into your own self. Just observe the breath. Observe the breath for 20 minutes. If you want to keep an alarm for 20 minutes, you all have smartphones. Set up your timer. Keep it for 20 minutes. And if you say you don't want, just stay put as long as possible. If it exceeds 20 minutes, fantastic, no problem. But not lesser than 20 minutes. All our programs are 2020 programs. Just stay put, stay put, stay put. Thanks for being with me. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.